Hi, I'm Megan Skidmore, and this is the Beyond the Shadow of Doubt. I'm a woman, daughter, sister, spouse, mother, life coach, and person of faith on a mission to normalize asking questions and allowing doubts, not only in a faith journey, but in all aspects of life. Join me in bringing this traditionally taboo topic out of the shadows of shame and into the light. I'm a firm believer that we normalize through more talking and engaging in discussion. More talking peels back, exposes, and erases the layers of shame associated with questions and doubts. When we're more authentic about our journey, we are more powerful because shame has no power in the face of authenticity. August of 2023 marks the 1-year anniversary of Beyond the Shadow of Doubt. And simultaneously, we hit 5,000 downloads. My genuine thanks. I ask you a favor, and that is to subscribe if you have not, share a favorite episode with a friend, and most importantly, take 2 minutes and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Help me reach my goal of 10,000 downloads by the end of 2023. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for the Beyond the Shadow of Doubt podcast today. I am just going to keep it real, and there has just been so much going on in life that I did not drop an episode on a Wednesday this week, the first time in over a year, and I decided not to make it mean anything. I decided to continue to put one foot in front of the other in my business, personal life, family life, all of the things. I'm just rolling with it. So here we go. And this episode is released one day later than maybe I would have otherwise. And that is okay. So I have a message I want to share with you today. And I've been thinking about this for a while. Whether or not you are going through a pivot in your faith journey or an expansion in your faith, for certain, you know someone who has or is currently going through some type of pivot or expansion. And at times it can be hard to know how to respond. So I want to share some tools with you that I have learned and that have become helpful in walking with friends, family members, loved ones, anyone on their journey. So an important starting place is to use our listening skills. That looks like facing the person, keeping eye contact, refraining from judgment or jumping to conclusions or, trying not to interrupt. And check yourself. Are you listening to respond or offer solutions or your opinion? Like some people call it, are you the fixer? Or are you listening so that the individual you're speaking with feels heard? Also, ask questions, watch for nonverbal cues such as looking around. They're hesitant to maintain eye contact. Perhaps they have low energy in their speech or maybe in their movement. Maybe they have tears come up or their eyes water and so on. And then finally, listen much more than you speak. So listening is an important starting place. To go beyond that, I invite you to engage sympathy, empathy, and compassion. I like to think of it as a head, heart, hands approach. I can't claim that term. I heard that in a recent podcast and I couldn't find it. So allow me to expand. Sympathy is our thoughts. Okay. Our thoughts take place in our head. That's seeing and acknowledging somebody is actively hurting. I've learned having sympathy for somebody is the ability to acknowledge you see them in their trial, in their pain, in their difficulty, and can say, that looks really hard. I'm sorry you're going through that. Empathy takes it a step further. Go from your head to your heart. Empathy is the feelings that you have. You actively feel some of the pain that they do. We feel pain for them or perhaps in behalf of them. You're able to say, that is deep hurt. I am sad that you're going through this. I see you and I feel your pain. And compassion has to do with, compassion takes sympathy and empathy and kicks it up a notch. Compassion has to do with our actions or our choices. It takes it deeper. So this is where the hands come in. Not only are you acknowledging someone's pain and even feeling some of that pain, you actively take steps to help another on their journey. You combine sympathy, just the thoughts that you have about somebody, and you can acknowledge they're in pain. The empathy, you feel it, and then you act. You do something about it. You reach out to those around you that you see in active pain. You feel their pain, and you do something to alleviate that pain. You walk with them, not behind or in front of, but with them. In life coaching, I use the model as taught at the Life Coach School, among other tools. Perhaps you've heard of the acronym CTFAR, and the basic premise is C's stand for our circumstances, T, our thoughts, F, emotions, A, our actions or inactions, and R stands for our results. Our circumstances are outside of our control, like other people or our past. They trigger or bring up our thoughts. Our thoughts is how we give meaning to our circumstances. A thought is a sentence in our brain. And those thoughts will bring up emotions for us. An emotion is a vibration a feeling is an emotion or vibration we experience in our body stemming from those thoughts. Examples of feelings are like anger, sadness, joy, excitement, and are voluntary, not to be confused with hunger, cold, pain, or reflexes, which are involuntary sensations. So when we feel certain emotions, we feel compelled to act or not act, to say or not say something. So we choose to act or not, we choose to speak or not, and ultimately this creates our results, the effect of our actions or inactions. So back to the sympathy, empathy, compassion example. Have we lifted someone's burden? Have we said a kind word? Have we refrained from judging or categorizing or stereotyping and so on? When you combine the model, sympathy is on the T line, the thought. Empathy is on the F line. It's the feeling or the emotion. And compassion is on the A line, the head, heart, hands approach. For those of conservative faith, compassion is also closely related to charity. And I've learned that all of this, sympathy, empathy, and compassion, is the embodiment of charity or the pure love of Christ. The pure love of Christ does not require us to pass judgment or make judgment calls. It doesn't require us to be critical. It just loves unconditionally. It's seeing our fellow siblings as our creator, as the divine, as the universe sees them. Perfect, messy, beautiful humans. It invites us to love with a deeper love, a bigger love, and more fully. The first two great commandments teach us to love the Lord our God with all our heart, might, mind, and strength. And the second is like unto it, love thy neighbor as thyself. I've learned that if I don't love myself first, then I'm going to have a very difficult time doing the other two. I'm also going to struggle to have sympathy, empathy, and compassion for others. So I've been on a journey of not just self-love, but increased unconditional love for others. Everyone who is a member of the human family. As I've done so, I've grown to understand better what unconditional love means, and maybe, perhaps, get a little bit more of a taste of divine love. If you would like someone to walk with you on this journey of self-discovery, increasing self-love, increasing that unconditional love that you have, that you feel, that you act on for others, I can help. This is what I do in my work as a life coach. Thank you for being here. Please send me an email with any questions or comments or insights. hello@meganskidmorecoaching.com. Come join me in Hopeful Spaces, a Dallas Hope Charities component of Hopeful Discussions, which is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz Financial Services USA. Hopeful Spaces is a monthly parent, caregiver, and ally support group facilitated by Megan Skidmore Coaching. To join is free. Simply send an email to chc@dallashopecharities.org. Visit meganskidmorecoaching.com, where you can find this podcast as well as additional free resources. Check the podcast show notes on any platform for links to sources cited. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram for more and to send me a DM. To help the podcast grow, please follow, rate, and review, as well as share it with a friend. Beyond the Shadow of Doubt is a proud member of the Dialogue Podcast Network, which is a part of the Dialogue Journal found at dialoguejournal.com/podcast network. Founder Eugene England was a Mormon writer, teacher, and scholar who wrote, "My faith encourages my curiosity and awe." It thrusts me out into relationship with all creation and encourages me to enter into dialogue. My hope is that this podcast is an extension of that vision. Thanks for being here. Until next time.